If you're currently dealing with a deduction of earnings order, also known as a DFO, and you want to know if there's any way to stop it, then you've come to the right place. Let's look at what a DFO is, how much can be taken out of your wages, and how you might be able to stop a DFO. First up, what is a deduction of earnings order? A deduction of earnings order, or DFO, is a court order via the Child Maintenance Service (CMS) for an employer to deduct child maintenance payments straight from the wage of one of their employees. This typically happens when a parent hasn't kept to a previous maintenance agreement and has gotten into arrears. The amount of money that can be paid from your net wage is the same as what you would be legally required to pay. This depends on a number of factors, including how much money you earn, how many children are included, and the amount of time you spend with them. It cannot cause you to lose more than 40% of your net income. Everyone receives a protected earnings rate, which is a set figure that you must receive in your net pay each payday. Your place of work cannot withhold any money below this figure to ensure that you have enough for essential living expenses such as rent or food. If you can't afford to pay or pay the full amount from your wages, your place of work is required to record the shortfall each week. They must then try to recover the shortfall in future wage payments. If you're not able to pay for consecutive weeks, the courts or the CMS may review what you've been asked to repay, and the amount may be reduced. You can request that the amount paid each payday is reduced if it's causing you financial difficulty. If you can prove that the payments are so high that you cannot pay the transport costs to visit the child or any other child that you're responsible for, CMS is more likely to agree to a reduced amount. You must tell CMS if your salary is reduced by 25% or if you have a new child with a partner. These other events could reduce the payments taken from your wages. If you're still unable to pay, the CMS could ask the courts for a liability order, which is used to enforce the debt with bailiffs who will take control of goods and sell them to pay off what is owed. Or they could force you to sell the property and use some of the money from the sale to clear your arrears. If these methods are not possible, the CMS may ask the court to repossess your driving licence or UK passport, or even send you to prison. However, there is a way to stop a DFO if it's not working the way it should. You may not be earning enough for it to have an effect, or you may be able to stop it if you come to a different arrangement to send payments. To stop the order, you will need to contact CMS and state your case. The only other way to stop payments towards a deduction of earnings order is if the CMS writes to you and informs you that the arrears are being wiped. Finally, when does child maintenance stop? You are required to send complete payments to support the child and their other parent until they are at least 16 years old. If you want to stop paying, you may be able to continue any future payments using another method until you no longer have to make these types of payments anymore. If you're struggling with debt, then there are a number of options available here in the UK. Some are free to use and others include fees, and each will have their own pros and cons. If you want to learn more about the solutions available, then we've created a really great form that you might be interested in checking out. Click the link in the description to get started and answer a few multiple choice questions like the total amount of your debt, how many people you owe and your living situation, and we'll connect you with one of our trusted partners so that you can find out more and take steps towards improving your financial situation.